Oh, all right, here we are, playing more Magic.
Oh, we're going already?
Yeah,
Wow.
yep, it's going. It's going.
Think twice MTG. We're back.
Woo!
Post ban.
Post nothing.
That's right.
Post just.
Post a normal, everyday Monday for Modern.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
I mean, yeah, overall, I think it's, like, the format didn't need any changes.
Right.
But I definitely, at least personally...
This was an opportunity to
do some positive changes, and, like, because of the fact that, like, you know, for me personally, I don't find much of this format, like, heavily engaging. It's not, like, the style I want to play, and, like, the way I view it, it feels like 75% of the, like, at least top-tier decks are... Yes, they're different, but they're all cheat something into play kind of stuff. And whether it's I'm trying to get Riddler or I can't think of cards all of a sudden, Atraxa or Overlord or Flage or something, just it's all trying to cheat something into play. And like when it's just that's everything, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not really that different in my mind. Yes, they're different cards, but like, okay, what are you ephemerating or consigning? Oh, you're just using that card? Cool, I'm using this one. And so it's not as engaging me, so I was hoping for something to happen to at least either just, like, spark my interest, like, ooh, I want to mess with that card, or just to kind of shift the landscape a little bit.
Well, don't worry, it'll be spoiler season again soon.
It's always spoiler season. I guess next year they're going to have much more frequent ban windows. I think it's like every like 3 or 4 weeks instead, because I think actually what is it, like there's like one corresponds with every set release or something like that.
Oh.
And so it's basically every other week, it feels like.
Oh my gosh.
But so I think that's a little bit better, because if there is something that needs to be responded to, you only have to wait a few weeks, and we don't have, these formats like we had with the One Ring, where it was like, well, a month into this one, we kind of know. Now we just have to deal with it for 2 months.
If only there was a way
Yes.
that they could react whenever they needed to.
Yeah. Well, and like also like you get to this point that we have right now with these planned windows that it's like been so long, and even when you have, it is me. Even when you have a format that is stable like Modern is currently, people just get to this point where like they expect something to happen because we've been waiting for this date for so long, so that then when you do nothing, and I think they managed to do nothing in probably the most aggravating way possible, just because the explanation they gave was just like the format is so great. Look at the Pro Tour that now is 2 or 3 large Modern events removed from being the most recent one, and they're still referring back to that. It kind of just like screams that like they're as disconnected as we kind of always assume they are.
Of course.
Because like they're all probably being asked to do 7 different jobs and do more things than they could actually physically do in the amount of time they're being given to do it. It felt to me like this no changes in Modern was written for weeks. Like
sure.
they're just like, yeah, like we're just deciding way ahead of time that we're just not going to do anything because we don't have the ability to put in the effort. And then the thing I think that aggravates me the most is like even some of the cards that everybody knows could just come off the ban list and wouldn't make a splash in the format. Umezawa's Jite has no reason to be on the ban list anymore. It wouldn't be played. Even if it was played, it wouldn't be destructive to any semblance of the format. Yet it staying on the ban list tells me that they're not actually being like, oh, we're just trying to curate the ban list as best as possible. It says that we're keeping this back for when we need to win you over to our side because we've screwed up a format enough. And I think that's actually the biggest reason why we got the cards unbanned that we did last year in December, because they were like, we had gone from whatever was before Nadu to Nadu to the One Ring, and they're like, it's been at least 6 months of formats that are essentially play this or you can't compete, and people are not happy about it, and so so we're gonna unban these things to make you focus on this instead of over here. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. So you're not even just being like, yeah, these cards are completely safe. Here you go. Here's GT. Here's Pod. no other changes, go. That would at least said to me, like, we're trying to curate the list as best as we think possible, and maybe the other ones we still want to discuss more. You're good?
I am.
All right. I'm going to go to 17, get a Steam Vents, and play a Channeler and pass.
Ooh.
Have you looked at Avatar spoilers at all?
I have looked at a couple of the cards. There is a 1 in a black 2/2 human that I think is pretty interesting.
Is that May?
I think so.
Yeah. The like 2/2 that.
When anyone casts a non-creature spell,
Yeah.
they lose 2 life.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of like a new Thalia sort of.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I dislike allies a lot. And I don't really know why, because they're really not that much different than any other tribe.
Right.
But they're restrictive enough where it's like, there's a bunch of really poor ally cards.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's it, is that, with it being a creature type that came up in, like, Zendikar and now Avatar is, like, the only places we ever see it. It's so narrow that there's not enough cards to, like, build around it and be like, okay, yeah, like the way I could build a goblins deck, because goblins show up a little bit everywhere. Allies is like, looking at like, oh, this ally's really cool and does this cool thing when you have, but there's never going to be enough good allies. Sorry, never mind, I'm out. Let's see. I'll go to 16. Advertisements on my free Life Tracker app. But it's the only free one. Lets me use 2 different colors. So, we do what we gotta do. Any others that you're like, ooh, this one? Sure.
Yep. I'm sure that I read some that I was like, oh, interesting, I like that. I mean, or that could be interesting, but but I was just basically like, there is is the thing called Appa?
Yes. Sky Bison.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You want to resolve your
So I only got 2 types, land, sorcery, so that's unfortunate, but I will swing for 3.
I'm gonna fetch.
You got
There's one where he like comes in and then airbends
yeah.
everybody, and then airbending is we're gonna send all these We're gonna send all these things to exile, and then you can cast them. They have to be on the field.
Yep.
And then you send them to exile, and then you can cast them for 2 generic at some point at sorcery speed.
I think so. I think that sounds right to me. Yeah, so it's kind of like you plotted it almost, but it's kind of like you can either do it to your own stuff, or it's a way to like force your opponent to have to not have their piece and have to reinvest in it, but like the reinvestment isn't generally as heavy. I guess if you hit 1-drops, it's like, haha, you have to spend 3 mana in total to have your 1-drop on the field. So I gain 2. My token doesn't actually go to the exile zone, and then you'll take 1. And then I'll just do this in your upkeep, so boop. Okay. The card I'm most excited about is Wan Shi Tong Librarian. It's the blue X for a 1/1 flash flying vigilance. When it enters, you put X +1/+1 counters on it and draw X cards or half of X rounded down. And then its other ability is whenever an opponent searches their library, you put a counter on them and draw a card.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like for 2 blue mana and like you're on the play, you have your second land, they go to their turn, fetch on one of their main phases, you respond, put in Wan Shi Tong. He's a 1/1. They've searched, he becomes a 2/2, and you drew a card. flying vigilance after that. Like, okay, that's pretty sweet.
Is this the blue X owl?
Yeah. Okay. Swift Spear. It's preordained trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Return of the Monk. Go Surveil. Probably leave that one there. Resolve preordain. Ding. Okay. Surveil, I know it's on top. Resolve Prowess. Still only. You got 2 mana open. I don't know if I've seen Felia.
You've seen Halia.
Yeah. Which is the.
Halia.
Whenever something enters, you gain a life, and if you've gained 3, you draw a card at the end step.
Oh, you betcha.
Okay. I'm going to go to combat. So this is 1, this is a 3, and this is a 3. Okay. And I pass. Yep. So we're going to resolve your fetch. I'm going to use my bubble before we go to your turn.
Do I only have one?
One archive?
Yeah. I would think not.
I would imagine 2. Is 1 in your hand.
No, there is true.
Okay. But yeah, that owl's the one that I'm most intrigued by. So I'll do that. Okay. There's a couple other ones that I think could be like interesting, but I'm not sure are actually going to be like great. There's a Black Wrath that I think could be interesting. It's a Day of Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Black X, and then yep, it's good. Yep. So it's Black X, and then it's each creature with mana value. I think it's mana value X or less loses indestructible and then destroy them, or like loses all abilities.
Loses all abilities.
Yeah, loses all abilities, and then you destroy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could be cool. I have a sneaking suspicion that one of the other ones that I like the look of and I think is interesting probably isn't good enough. Tiger Seal. So the one blue for a 3/3 vigilance. But you tap it at your upkeep, and then you untap it when you draw your second card in a turn. So 1 mana 3/3 vigilance, but you have to draw a second card in order to actually be able to use it. So I guess, preordain or bauble or whatever. Alright, we're going to surveil. I think we're going to bin the spell pierce. Did I finally reach?
I certainly haven't looked at all of the
9 cards in, finally got Delirium.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm so used to waiting for somebody like Spike or somebody to be like, hey, here's the cards you should focus on in Modern, and then I'm like, oh, okay, like, and that like doing it on my own is something I haven't done in a while actually. We are going to lead on iteration. One, two, and a 2/2. Okay. these ones have seen 2 prowess spells. Let's go to combat. So those guys have the same power.
Just give the flyer double strike, and there's no.
Yeah. I was waiting to see if you had another solitude.
I hear you.
Yeah. Sideboard, no sideboard.
Sideboard.
Sideboard, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just hope that Avatar is like a good, fun set, and like the people that like Avatar stuff, get some stuff that they're excited about. Like I know that you've enjoyed, Avatar, like as a IP.
Yes.
You know, so like I hope that like there's cool stuff in there for you, and like that it doesn't destroy like something like standard, and that like we get one or two cards that are worth playing. You know, that's fine.
Yeah, like it's felt like the first few go-arounds of Universes Beyond were certainly like ones that made everybody be like, man, are all of these sets just going to be like these things that drastically change everything and are like super powerful?
Yeah, probably.
And then the last few have been like, okay, like they're just mostly good standard sets. Like if you took away, you know, a Final Fantasy skin or an Avatar skin or something, it's just like, yeah, they're mostly fine.
But why so I mean, the main reason to do the Universes Beyond is to get different series, or what do you call them? Like, what is Lord of the Rings?
Oh, just like IPs, just
IPs.
Intellectual property
On Magic cards, right?
Yeah,
and
to get other people to buy them who weren't interested in Magic otherwise.
And that worked for Avatar, not Avatar, the Final Fantasy. That worked for Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings, huge, right?
Yep.
Okay, and so now, basically what they're doing is they're basically saying we're just going to go through what we can get through, and then eventually we're just going to hit on like a couple of those, and they're going to be massive sellers.
Yeah.
And that must be worth it.
Yeah.
To continue to do it and like take some of the. Now I would be interested to know if like, will all of them make the money back?
Yeah, because like they've got to pay a big amount to whoever owns the IP just to get. I mean, like, I have to imagine they had to spend a pretty penny to get Spider-Man.
Sure.
You know, and whatever else they're gonna get along the way.
I mean, Lord of the Rings not a small franchise.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Like, how much did Amazon have to pay to get rights to make stuff with it? Like,
it's ridiculous.
Like insane amounts of money.
And then just all this money, So, anyways, like, so long as nothing gets broken, I don't care. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I also wonder at like. They're coming out. It's not like we're doing one a year. Like they're cranking these out. Like
I wonder if that will slow down, because my guess is that because we initially heard things like Final Fantasy was just supposed to be a small release to modern set, and Spider-Man was supposed to be like a like an Assassin's Creed level like size set. Like here's like 75 cards or whatever, you know, a much smaller than a full set amount. And they weren't all going to be standard releases. And then when they decided to make the change for whatever reason, then all of a sudden like, well, all these things that were going to be this odd release here, this odd release here, we now had to make into full sets, and that's why we have 6-7 sets or in a year. Like, you know, between this year and last year, which is more than we've ever had being released into this fuels into everything. Here you go. And I wonder if maybe in like, this is 25. I wonder if in like 27 or 28, if that pace starts to slow down because then the initial flurry of deals they made are done. And, just like when they're designing sets 2 years out, they might be making these deals 2 years out and be like, oh, okay, well, now that we know we're doing it this way, we have to stagger our deals with other IP owners out a little bit more. And I wonder if that will
Moderation.
change some.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like,
But
so many of these decisions just feels like I'm a drug addict just going down the rabbit hole, on my addiction, so.
I'll give it a try. Yeah.
So we're going to go trigger.
Yep.
Your turn.
Okay. Let's reveal. Always good to put a card that still does its thing in the yard. Yay. What are the dirt? Urslurp. Urslurp. Blap. Go.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Is there another IP after Avatar that you would be like, ooh, this could get me to...
I'm sure there is. I mean, like, the first one that comes to mind is Pokemon, but there won't be a Pokemon Magic set because isn't Wizards also the one who makes the Pokemon TCG? I know at least at some point they used to be, I believe. But, like, Pokemon TCG is its own massive entity, so I doubt they'd be like, yeah, sure, let's just do this. Or I don't think Wizards would have the juice to be able to afford it. Yeah. Because I don't really see why making a Pokemon Magic set would entice people who
wait, I get to play this land, don't I? Fetch on my last end step, untapped.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Like, people who would be enticed by Pokemon being on a trading card have already had that for 30
Yeah, they have a
years.
lot of...
So, like, it wouldn't be like, oh, this is an untapped market.
But I've looked... I am not a Pokemon TCG guy.
Yeah.
But I have looked at that art, and it is almost coloring book, paint by numbers level art. Can you imagine if you had Magic's artists, like, get in there and been like, oh, this is Ash on his way to Pallet Town or whatever the fuck.
But,
riding on the back of Lapras. Might be cool.
Yeah. I feel like anybody who that would get has already been got.
Yeah.
And if you're into that game, are you also going to be like, ooh, like this other one that is the same kind of things but has nothing to do with the ones I already have this massive amount of, I guess you could even liken it to, like, for us, it's like when they come out with, like, a new Commander set or whatever. We're like, I literally don't care. It's like it's a different game because I can't use it for the game I play.
Right.
So, like, I feel like it'd be like that for Pokemon people. Like, yeah, I've already invested into this trading card game with Pokemon on it, so I'm not going to go to that one. That doesn't only have Pokemon on it.
I would be in on a Full Metal Alchemist
2.
Brotherhood.
I'm going to plot that.
Ooh, shit.
I'll pass. Okay.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood artwork or what have you. I think that would be a lot of fun.
My wife and I have been watching Naruto.
Sure.
So that's been pretty fun. Like, I really like Dragon Ball Z. I think there'd be probably a lot of things. I mean, I think the things it it's an easy business venture for them to undertake because it's such low hanging fruit. Because like if you like thing X, putting thing X on thing Y is just like, yeah, sure, I'm going to like it because I like this. So like it can't hurt,
Right.
you know. 4 mana. Let's start with a cutter. Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second surveil.
I can feel the rust.
Yeah. Knocking it off.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I can just tell that it's there.
just-
Yeah.
I got WD-40 in the garage.
Flex
if we
those
need to.
those thinking muscles again.
Yeah. I think I'll leave that one on top. And then cast this with plot. Trigger here. Second spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one doesn't care about prowess spells. It just cares about any spells. Hey-oh. Trigger. I already left surveil on top, so I'm not doing that. Doing this won't give me delirium. These have each seen.
You have 2
one
surveils, and then
prowess
you can
spells.
sack this. It could give you delirium.
Yeah, but I've already left a card on top for my last
Oh.
surveil that I want to keep there, so I don't think that has changed. So I think it's set. Alright, I'm gonna go to combat.
Yeah.
So these are ones. This is a 3/2, 3/3.
Weirdly, you're attacking with all of your creatures.
Yes, in my aggro deck, yeah. Strange how that works.
The question I'm asking myself is, does your version play mutagenic growth?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, alright. Yep.
I guess I'm not hiding what's in my hand very well.
Second Felia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's where you really get them, is the double legendary rule.
Yeah.
You know, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What if there was... We have card... Like, most of the abilities on cards break some small rule in Magic anyways.
Yeah.
What if there was a artifact that was like, you can have multiple copies of the same legendary whatever, occupy the battlefield, every subsequent copy is considered clone.
I mean, so I guess it's not really functionally any different from having a clone card, because they all come in and say, like, oh, make a copy of a thing, except for the copy isn't legendary. Gain 3.
Go to blocks,
Yes.
DRC.
Okay, so you'll take 4. Alright. And then I'll bauble you an upkeep, so I'm going to pass.
Untap, upkeep.
Okay. So, like, I don't think there would be any problem of that, because it also then requires you to draw 2 copies of the same card that happens to be a legend, and then need, like, you have to want having both of them on the battlefield enough to need
Trigger.
to also include that other card. Yep, it's good. So like I think it'd be perfectly fine if something said that, or like you could even then do it so it's a little bit less broad of doing it like the same way you do like Pithy Needle, where like as this enters name a card, you know, like, and you just say like the legend rule doesn't apply to.
Okay, thank Christ.
And you can say like, oh, the legend rule doesn't apply to cards with that name or something like that. And like, okay, yep, I've now enabled me to have
How many cards you have?
3, and I'll draw 2 in my start of my
Okay.
turn because I baubled you. So I will have 5 by the time I untap.
Combat.
Yep,
Flicker the token.
you got it. Take 2. 18.
Your turn.
I do have Delirium now. Ew, so bauble draw. Draw. Down to 17. That's where I was last turn.
The fact that Modern doesn't have decks that play like dedicated removal suites really anymore is still kind of messing with my head.
Yeah, like many decks that I see. I mean, the most interactive portion of most decks
Oh,
is...
hang on. Do I get anything when I flicker your stuff?
No. It's only when it's your stuff. You get the counter when it comes back, so...
Sorry.
No, you're good. Like, the most interactive part now is how many decks are using Solitude and, like, an Ephemerate, and just, like... I only have 4 Solitude, but it's like I have 12 of them just because of how many times it just goes up.
I have Ephemerate in this deck.
Yeah.
You'd
seems like
never
we've
know
had
it,
this,
though.
Multiple times where you've been playing this deck, and you're like, you know,
I just never see it.
I don't
know
the
why people
Ephemerates.
play the card. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like when.
Well, it's because everybody else, when they play Ephemerate, they always have.
Oh,
it.
sure.
So
Is that how it? That's how that works.
that's how it seems to work. Yeah.
Sure.
From what I've noticed. Bauble. Trigger. Alright, Surveil. That one seems decent.
Ledis,
Ledis.
as the kids say. The kids are saying 6-7. I don't know.
Drives me up a wall. You have 2 cards. I know one is an Ocelot Pride because you got it with the Shepherd last turn.
That's right.
I don't know the other one.
It's really good.
Could potentially be a Solitude, which
No.
means then you'd get rid of both of the cards in your hand to trade for one of my creatures, and all of my creatures are cheap, so that's fine. Another Felia doesn't matter.
Really matters.
So let's see. So right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
A paltry sum.
Alright. Everybody's coming in. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are my attackers. They've been declared.
Yeah, alright, I'll...
Solitude.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 4? 4, possibly more?
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
Bubble you. Go.
Fetch.
Glad you don't have that one.
What was it?
That was Wrath of the
Oh,
Skies.
fuck.
That would have been really great.
Yeah, it would have been really good. Now, this is the risk you run, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that would have been a bummer. I'd only been able to destroy all of your...
Yeah, my entire board.
permanents,
Yeah. Would have been something. And then you're sitting on 2, 3, 2 flyers in the wings after that. Hot in the
betcha.
wings.
You bet.
As they fly.
Whoa! It wasn't Wrath. Combat.
Before you attack him, I want to think.
He wants to think. What a nerd.
Yeah, I'm gonna bolt it before you attack. Prowess triggers. Got there.
So I have Mockingbird in this deck, and I always think about the meme. Is that a Mockingbird? Is that a Mockingbird? Have you ever seen it?
I guess I don't know that one.
So there's this there's this funny I think it's funny, at least. I think there's this funny, when I'm on Instagram, there's this funny reel, and there's like this guy, and he's got like the binoculars and the hat or whatever, and he's like clearly like a bird watcher, and he goes, "Is that a mockingbird?" And there's like a blue jay, or maybe it is a mockingbird or whatever, in the trees, and it goes, "Is that a mockingbird?"
Okay. All right.
Keep on rolling, baby. Okay. Your turn.
Dart, you want to end step trigger?
You get the token off of one spell?
2 spells. Bolt and then dart.
Ah.
Bolt of the Thalia and then dart you on instead.
Mm-hmm. That's really good.
So, yeah. Iteration.
Oh, that Wrath would have been.
It would have been really good. Would have been really good.
I mean, there's no. I mean, this is the other side of like the thinning strategy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can never play with like, oh well, what if the one card needs on top of the deck, because it's just as it's more likely that it's not the card you need on top of the deck, and so unless you have a way to know, then yeah, utilize it. But that's why, like, when we used to have like the scry mulligan, it's like you never look at what the next card would have been on the scry or whatever. Like, would it have worked out? Like, no, just never look and see, because then it'll only lead you down the wrong path. No lifelink on either of them. So right now I have cast 1 Prowess spell, E. I'm going to flashback dart target.
We're doing this before combat.
Yeah, because then I get a token, because it's my second spell. So trigger. So that one's at you.
Does this one still have haste? Or no, it's all your up.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, great.
So you should be at 6.
Yep.
So this is now.
Is this thing telling me I'm almost dead? Fuck this thing.
I don't know. I've never seen it do that until like the last time I went to F&M.
I don't know that I need that in my life counter.
And
That's
like,
just
I might need
making fun of me.
It's probably like a setting I can change, because it's like, yeah, why? Like, it's okay. Plus, like, you're just draining my phone battery more. Like, I can tell that 6 is a lower number than 20. Like, I get it. So this is 3, 6, 9, 11. Yeah. So you can block 2, and that's 5 coming through right now, and you're at 6. But a violent urge.
Oh, come on. Okay. You don't have to do that. Yeah. Those quantum riddlers and ephemerates I drew were real good.
Yeah, they were really, really great. See, those cards are terrible in Modern.
Barely bad. Not very good at all.
Like, why is anybody even trying to play them? I'm gonna see if that's a setting with the.
So if I had played the Wrath, I effectively tap out, right? And then I get rid of everything on your board.
Yeah. So
and then the next turn you.
I had the iteration, and for the turn I drew the violent urge. So then I would have had to find another threat off of the iteration to be able to keep going.
Yeah, that's magic, as Kenji says.
Unchecked the box as low health warning.
Yeah. I was paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm a pro Magic.
We know.
I've played for a while.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, back in the box.
Mr.
Virtually no energy was to be had that game.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't see a lot of your.
I do wonder occasionally,
cards.
like, should I just always go? I mean, I went and got lands in that game.
Okay.
And I just wondered, it's like this isn't a go get a lands game. This is a go get a put something on the board game.
I do run mutagenic growths.
Oh, okay.
So.
Good to know. Good to know.
That list. So,
all right. Keep on rolling, baby.
All right.
You know what time it is.